I am making a video talking about my biggest fear and anxiety. The only thing that I still worry about, literally. Actually, when I say it out, it's not that scary. But then every day I think about it. My situation is, I'm not doing anything in my life. I'm living in a place I felt like I was led to be here. And I'm living here, and I'm really happy here. But because I'm not doing anything in my life, and I did not graduate from university, I do not have a degree. I'm not good at anything. I don't have a special. I'm like a average person. I mean, not even like an average person. Average person here in this country, they either have a degree or they can do something. But I'm not. I don't have a profession. I'm not anything. So I can get really anxious just thinking about this because I'm not doing anything. I'm living on my saving, which can keep me going for quite a while. But I don't know. I'm just really anxious because it's an open end, right? Because my future is, I cannot imagine my future. It's a blank. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I don't even know what I'm here for anymore. Sometimes I think maybe it's time for me to die because the universe isn't getting me to do anything at all. Like, I don't have a job, I don't have a passion, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what's gonna happen in my future. I don't even know anyone anymore in this world. I do not talk to my family. I don't want to talk to them, and they are even worse than hell. So I don't have a relationship with my family, and I don't have any friends. Nobody in the real world knows me anymore. I don't have any friends. You can say I either dropped them, like I chose to lose them because, I don't vibrate with them anymore. They're too materialists. Anyway, I don't vibe with them anymore. They are whatever. And I don't know anyone after that. I've changed country. First of all, I moved from this country to Italy, and then I lived there. I knew people, and then I moved from Italy to the UK, and I met people there, and I moved from the UK back to my country. So I don't know anyone from the UK anymore. And also, when I was there, I didn't know anyone either. Like, I knew, I had 2 friends. Like, I've known them for, a couple months. And then, it wasn't, a deep, profound friendship. So, it was not to last. I knew it. So, I left there, obviously. I don't know anyone anymore here. I'm in a place where it's not a place where I can make friends, typically speaking, because where I am, it's like a tourist attraction almost, or it's a really specific place. I don't even know how to describe it. It's near to a tourist attraction, and it's really beautiful here, and it's really nice to live, and the rent is incredible. It's really great. I love it here. It feels like my second hometown, this place. I will always remember if I've ever been here for over half a year. Oh my god, I think about it, I want to cry. It's such a beautiful place, even with all the fucking gigantic cockroaches here. I still love this place. Even if every time I saw a cockroach, the first thought in my mind is I'm gonna leave this damn place. But after that, I just I love it here. I love even the fucking cockroaches here. I love them. I love this place. I love it. It's such a beautiful place. Oh my god, when I think about it, I want to cry. It's like, I feel like it's... So, okay, I'm off track. So, again, I'm not doing anything. And, the first few months of this, doing nothing was great, for everybody. You would imagine if you have nothing to do, and for the first couple of months, you feel great, right? But then, as it continues like that, you get more and more anxious, even if I can still be like this for another while. But, I just, because there's nothing I know anymore. I don't know anything about my life anymore, I don't know how to deal with this, if something happens to me, for example, whatever, I think about these things. I don't know anybody. Nobody supports me in this world financially. Just the universe. The universe has been generous to me. I don't know how. I have no doubt that the universe literally sent me money in ways that, I did not. I don't want to tell the whole story, but it's not like I don't feel like telling it, but basically I felt like the universe helped me, but at the same time I still can't trust. I can't trust because it's been helping me. It's also sending me cockroaches in my life, because in my mind I think if the universe helps me, it would not send cockroaches. It did, and so I don't know what to think. I don't know what to trust. I really want to trust. That's all I'm doing. That's the point here, because I'm not like other people that are pragmatic. I'm someone that really lives for passion, and now I don't have a passion, so I'm not doing anything. Just because I don't have a fucking passion, I'm not gonna do anything. Well, to be fair, I used to be like everybody. I used to, when I had to find a job. Well, I did go and find a job or something to sustain myself. But I'm not someone that just works and takes that for granted. I mean, most people take working hard for a job they hate for granted. I think that's an absolutely wrong way of living, and I'm not gonna do that. So I'm not doing that, Most people, in my case, they would choose to find a job because their life without a job would not be stable, and I'm not like that. So, but still, because I'm not doing anything, my mind is really driving me crazy with all those worst case scenarios. Becoming homeless and sleeping on the hard floor, out begging for money. I know that would never happen, actually, but that's what I think about all day. Even though that's not gonna happen, even just logically speaking, how would I ever let it happen? That's never gonna happen. First of all, the world is improving. In 2 years, the aliens are gonna come and save us. And within 2 years, the solar flare are gonna send us the light, and where we can make a shift, or maybe there will no more be any homeless people within just a couple of years. Second, I'm spiritual now. I mean, my life is not gonna go there anymore. My life has taken a leap. At least that's what, logically speaking, even if my mind is still thinking about the fucking worst case scenarios, driven by my inherited anxiety from my damn dear family, right? Or the worst case scenarios, the conditioned mind keeps thinking about that. The conditioned mind believes everybody has to have a job, and you have to work hard for a job that you hate in order to survive. That's the basic conditioning running at the bottom of not every single, but most people's mind. And it's running in my mind too, because I was, I never got supported by anybody for the opposite, which I believe in, which is the opposite of that kind of damn life. That kind of paradigm is gonna be destroyed and shifted within a couple of years. So, I don't know what to do with it. been trying to heal this fear, anxiety. I don't know what to do because, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to let it run my life. And I'm not going to because I'm feeling anxious. So I just go out and find a job. Even if I don't want to. If I don't want to do something, it's a sign that I shouldn't be doing it. If it's not an exciting idea that I'm gonna do this job, I'm not gonna do it. I'm fine. Even if I don't know it, to be fair, I don't know that I will be fine or not. Maybe I know it. When I say I don't know it, I think it's not true. I don't know if I'm hoping it or I actually know it, that I will be fine. And things, with my my assumption, my guess is that I don't understand, I keep asking this question, but I have the answer. Maybe because it's a logical answer, so that I'm never convinced of it, So my question is, why am I still alive if the universe wants me to do nothing right now, giving me no relationships, no passion, no job, nothing to do, literally just chilling, doing nothing every day, just doing nothing. Just watching silly videos movies and overthink, and taking walks and appreciating this place. That sounds like something to do, not like nothing. I'm in a pause in my life, and I was guided here. There's a part of my mind that never bought into any spiritual things. The part of me that is pure materialist, that doesn't believe in shit, that only believes in personal experience, and personal experience is the only thing that believes in. So, not a giant miracle ever happened to me to prove that all the spiritual stuff is real, that we are all love, we're all made of love, and this and that, and we all have spiritual guides and angels and this and that. I've had synchronicities happen to me. They were crazy, but it's not like there are no other, like, my mind can make up explanations for it, because, for example, I kept seeing like the numbers, that same number, I was saying it like crazy, it was like literally scary. That number, I kept singing it, oh my god, every single day for like a dozen times, in the most unexpected timing moments. Obviously my mind knows there's something's up, but it does that. Also, that's not enough to support all the spiritual stuff that I've learned over the past year of my life, like spiritual guides. Keep singing a repeated number doesn't mean that I have spiritual guides and everything is made of love, right? It could be just like the law of attraction is real, and the law of attraction. But the thing is, the law of attraction, a part of my mind is like a simplist. How do you call it? Reductionist, whatever. It just tries to reduce the explanation to the minimum, like what a typical materialist scientist would do. So it would say, okay, I keep saying this number. Oh, not because I have the angels and then the world is conscious or this or that. Maybe it is, maybe it is not. Maybe the world isn't made of love, maybe nothing. I keep saying that number because of the law of attraction, because I saw that number, I kept thinking about it. That's why I kept singing it. Well, then mind, I will ask you then, if that's the case, then if it's because there's a law of attraction, what you think, the law of attraction sends it to you, then what is the law of attraction? Where does it come from? So, according to the reductionist, what's the right word? Whatever. the mind would just think, let me see what it believes in, to be fair, there's like a division inside of me. One part of me is super spiritual, believes he knows all of this stuff, and there's a little tiny little last 10% of me that's so stubborn, that's never gonna be convinced by anything unless it's experienced itself in an undoubtable way, like any materialist scientist does, just like them. I do not believe in anything unless I experience it myself, and I haven't yet experienced the truth that I'm made of love and there's nothing but love. I've never had that experience. Never. I have to convince myself, remind myself it over and over. That's not in my direct experience. I don't believe it's true, even if I want to believe it, even if I'm told of it over and over by all these sources. I've seen 100,000 videos of that, and books, and people that I trust, and spiritual teachers that I follow. But I've never had that experience that we're all love and shit. So I don't know if it's true. No, I don't, actually. That's not even what I know. I just, I want to believe it. It sounds too good to be true. It sounds too good to be true. It sounds too good to be true that we're unconditionally loved. How could it be, How can it be true? I grew up in that family where, you don't get unconditional love. In this country, most people have those parents, they don't give them unconditional love. In the world, look at the abuse. Right at this fucking moment, somebody's being raped, and it can be a child. Who knows? What kind of fucking love you're talking about here? There's no fucking love here. That's not in my experience. I never experienced unconditional love in my life, to be fair. You're telling me that I am made of that, and this world is... In the ultimate reality, there's nothing but that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't believe in that. Obviously, so what do I believe in then, mind, according to the experience that we've had so far? What do we believe in? So the experience we've had so far was, I kept seeing that video, that number. There's something up with it. How do you explain that? Well, law of attraction, because I kept thinking about that number. So law of attraction just made it visible to me more and more. And law of attraction just found its way to show me the number more and more and more, just because it's a cause and effect. It's not a meaningful thing. It doesn't mean anything that I kept seeing that number. That number has no fucking meaning. It just happened to be that number. Are you serious? That's not true, because that number, I didn't choose to think about that number. And that number showed up in my life. That number was given to me, in a way that you couldn't say that was a coincidence. That was not an accident. That number literally was given to me. I can tell you the story. I was trying to rent a place in the UK. It took me 3 fucking months. I was going around, Damn it. I wasn't into spirituality yet. That was over a year ago. That was a year before last year. And I was going about every single fucking day. I was thinking about renting a place, and I was browsing online all day long, and I was going to visit places and having appointments to see these fucking places. And, I had a budget, and these places, I never found one that was satisfying, because I had those requirements, and because I don't want carpets, and they only have carpets in the UK. All the fucking apartments, rooms, they all had damn carpets, and I couldn't want that. So it took me a long time, and finally, oh my god, I saw a place that was so damn great in the fucking great neighborhood. And I sacrificed a little bit of my requirement. It was a little bit far away from my university, but I could take it because it was taking me too long, and I couldn't. I had to give in. So that place was perfect. It had no carpet, and it's so clean. It's so new. It had this little garden, and the price. Oh my God! I think that price was perfect for a beautiful place like that. The rent was even lower than the rent was just the same as other apartments that were crap. And this one was not just like a better crap. That place was like a heaven. It was so damn great. I loved it. I wanted to take it. I decided to take it. So then, but because I just arrived in the UK, not just arrived, but just I haven't found a place yet. I've been living in a hotel, and I didn't even make a bank card yet. I didn't have a bank account there yet, so I had to make international transfer to get that place. And then the the transaction system in that country it's crap. So it delayed somehow. It just created some problems and just made me lose a chance of that place. Oh my God! They decided to rent it to somebody else. Fucking shit. I had to keep on searching. And then finally I found another place. Oh my God, it took me another couple of weeks maybe. I got even more and more anxious because it can't take me that long. It's taking me too long. So, I finally, one day I went and visited that apartment at night. And it wasn't in a very nice neighborhood, but it wasn't bad, And I didn't even check the environment because it was dark. I went there. It was already dark, and because I was I think the only slot when they had time or what. But anyway, I had to visit it at night. It was dark. Well, it wasn't night, but because it was winter, so it was really late. And I went there, and the apartment, it happened to, it's not an apartment, it's a house. It happened to be refurnished. It was so new inside. Everything was new, like painted, and the new furniture. It had no furniture, but it had the things like stove and oven, they were all new, And also had a garden, and the agent said the garden was made of just concrete and some stones, so no plants. So I didn't need to clean, but I didn't think about that. I didn't need to take care of any plants or shit. And it was a big. Most important thing is a big place with no carpet. It's clean, and it's not in a crap neighborhood. Even if it's not nice, it's not super close, not close to my school at all. But considering it looking nice inside, I didn't have a chance to look the outside. I decided to take it. I wasn't 100% satisfied. I was just okay. This place is okay, so I'm gonna take it. And I didn't expect that 4 months after that, spirituality would start open to me. And literally 4 months after I moved in there in, let me see. It was before Christmas, so December the 9th, I think. Yeah, I moved in there, and I think I came into this video that opened me up to spirituality was at the end of March. So it's about over 4 months, just over 4 months. And then suddenly this number just started to show, because that number happened to be the boss I had to take. Number 44. My boss was 44, okay? I had to take that bus every single day to go to school. That's my boss. That's the only bus there I could take. The only bus. If I miss it, I had to take a taxi. So I can't miss that bus at all if I want to go anywhere. That's my bus. And I didn't think anything about it for the first 4 months of my life there because I wasn't spiritual. I didn't think about numbers or blah blah blah. I was just a normal person doing my shit, and and then suddenly I was also trying to date, and then I think before this, like a month, within a couple of weeks before that, I was taking that bus, this and that, and within a couple of weeks or whatever, a month or whatever, before a thing that I'm gonna tell you happened. The number 44 it seemed to like suddenly, I just started to see it more frequently. It just started to catch my attention. I was wondering what this is. And then, I said I was trying to date. And then one day, just within that couple of weeks, I met this guy. And, he told me his flat number is 44. I don't know why. Actually, I think maybe I asked, whatever. He just told me. And then 44. Okay, I was surprised again by this number. How come this number is here again? And I think, oh yeah, at that time I was already into the law of attraction and shit like that. So I was thinking maybe it's the law of attraction or something with the universe, whatever. So I was literally officially paying attention to this number. Started to pay a little bit of attention of this number, and then a week or a few days passed. One night, actually, this whole thing happened at a night. Suddenly this number just like a volcano exploded. It just bam, just flooded into my life in a way that's completely undoubtable, undeniable. That night I kept seeing that number in the most ridiculous, unexplainable ways possible. For example, I'll be watching a video, and suddenly I was thinking, okay, let me pause this video now and let me see if there will be 44. And holy fuck, I just double click the screen and then the video paused. And guess what? The video pauses exactly at 4 minutes 44 damn fucking seconds. That just scared, like, I was on the toilet and I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy. Oh, it started when should I tell you the whole story? Why not? So basically, that night I was taking the bus home, right? Not on my bus, because I had to take another bus first, and then I take my bus. Taking another bus first, I was on my seat, right? And then there were two people behind me. They were really loud, were talking, blah, blah, blah. But I was thinking, please let them go. Please, I don't want them gone. And then after a few minutes, they literally they left the bus. They got off the bus. I didn't tell them to get off. I was thinking in my mind. Obviously I'm such a socially awkward person. I've never talked to strangers like that. I was just hoping in my mind, please let those two people, just let them disappear. They are too damn loud. I'm trying to thinking here. And they literally left like within a couple, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just within a couple stops. Not a couple, maybe 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, I don't remember. But anyway, they left. And they left, and I was like, oh, they really left. So I started to say to myself, maybe if I want to see the number 44 now. I mean, that's before the whole crazy thing ever happened. That's when I just noticed the number 44 after I met that 44 guy, a flat 44 guy after that, I was not even sure, I was just like, okay, this number is kind of interesting. And I was thinking to myself, maybe let me just see if I can see the number 44 now. So I turned on my phone and I just clicked my screen and try to see if I can see like if 44 minute or something, whatever, some 44 on my screen. I didn't see a shit. And then I looked up. I looked out of my window. Remember, I'm on a bus, bus moving. I looked up. I didn't find 44 on my phone. I just turned my head out of the window, and guess the fuck I saw? I saw a fucking giant 44. It's a name of a bar that's already closed. Which is a shame. I found out later. It's called Bar 44. It's right outside my window. Holy fuck! The bus is moving, right? If I not raised my head, had I raised my head a few seconds earlier or later, I would have missed it. I think the bus was not moving very fast at that moment. But anyways, the moment I looked out a window, I saw that fucking 44. I was not scared. I was just, I don't know how to describe, overwhelmed. Because my worldview was literally just shaken at that moment. I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. And then a couple stops later, I got off the bus. I had to take my bus, which is number 44, home. I was like, holy shit. I as I got off the bus and heading to my bus, I was thinking, okay, universe, if you want to tell me something, get it going. Let me see more. Because I was already really excited. So on my way home on my bus, I was just literally checking outside a window to find more 44s, and I found many 44s and phone numbers of under billboards, or shops. They would put the numbers there. I could find 44, or even on the car numbers I could see 44. I can find it. As long as I found one, I got excited. But now when I think about it, they don't count. They don't count. You don't have to look for the number. So I got home, and I received Amazon delivery, and I checked on the box, obviously, to see if there's a 44. And yeah, I found a 44, but within a long number, like it's a number under a code or whatever. I found a 44 within it. And now when I think about it, it doesn't count. This shit doesn't count. And I looked around the house to find more 44 on the items sitting around in my place, and yeah, I found a couple. I found many. Now when I think about it, they don't count at all. It only counted the moment I was watching the damn video, and then I was on the toilet watching the damn video, a funny video, and suddenly I decided, okay, let me pause the video right now and see if I can see 44, And I paused the video, and it was like a 4 minutes, 44 seconds. I was thinking maybe the video would pause at maybe like a 3 minute, 44 seconds, or 7 minute, or 12 minute, 44 seconds. Some 44 second, I was wanting to see the 44. I didn't expect it to pause exactly at 4 minutes, 44 seconds. That was fucking crazy, I was like, oh my god. I was like, damn shit. And then, this went on a few times, like this. Like, for example, I was listening to a song. I was not looking at my phone. I was just listening to the song. And suddenly I decided, okay, let me look at my phone now and see where the song has how many minutes left. And it was like a 4 minute and 44 seconds damn left. The moment I checked the phone, the right damn moment I looked at the phone, okay? And this happened a couple more, more times, They were not explainable. And that's not, I didn't tell you everything yet. Okay, let me tell you the one last thing. At the end of the day, I decided to sleep. I was really bombarded by the number. I was thinking, okay, universe, I'm done. Okay, it's enough for today. I'm going to sleep now. Okay, whatever you're trying to tell me, I've got it. I've received it. I've received this number. I'm done. Let me go to sleep, I said. So I just decided to go to sleep. I turned off the music. But my phone was still next to me, and suddenly it lit up. It lit up, and I saw on the screen. It was 12:44. Holy fuck! And guess what? That's not the end. Someone sent me a message, and guess who? And the guy with the number 44 flat. Holy fuck! Sent me a message at 12:44. Holy shit! That's after I said, I'm done today, universe. And I was like, it took me a while to fall asleep, but I did fall asleep. That was it. That's how that's how the number just started to show in my life, like like a regular thing, And I got some more crazy days like this. I just saw, it became a thing that I got used to, this number. I'm not ever surprised again when I see it. But somehow, my mind tries to explain it in the most reductionist way possible. My mind say, okay, it's the law of attraction that's working, or maybe the back of your subconsciousness. Maybe your subconsciousness really, but I think it's bullshit. Even if that was true, I didn't tell you. Okay, the first, okay, my boss is number 44. The second place I decided to rent. Just months after I moved into this second apartment, place I decided to rent, and after 44 happened to me. One day I was walking down the street, suddenly, all of a sudden I remembered, it came to me that the address of the first place I decided to take, it was a 44. Holy fuck. In the address it said 40 damn 4. 44, I didn't have damn, and it was 44. Holy shit. And I checked it to make sure, and I'm right. Holy fuck, my subconscious damn fucking mind could not make this unless it was God, right? I mean, to an extent it is, but that's not what my mind means when it refers to the subconscious mind. It still tries to explain things in the most materialist way possible, the reductionist way possible. Try to not have anything to do with the spirituality, because I've never had. So in mind, let me ask you then, how do you explain this? How do you explain me saying the number 44 like that? Obviously something large is operating there that sent me this number. It's not just about law of attraction, not at all. I did not attract this number, because in the beginning, remember, I had nothing to do with this number. I was not thinking about it. That number was never in my mind before that point of my life. I never thought about the number 44. Maybe I was thinking, I was never into numbers, okay? First of all, I don't know, like, I think because I was into the law of attraction and they were talking about the number like 111, 222, 333, I was into that. But not like 44. If it was 44, it would be 444 I would be into, but not any specific number. Definitely not 44. I was into three numbers, not just two. I was never thinking about. And then I never knew what it meant, but later I think I know now. It was just it's a spiritual number. It means you're on your track. It means you're on your right track and you're protected and this and that, and you're gonna succeed, whatever. Success. And that's what happened to me later on, spirituality just bombarded me with what happened was I ran into this. I was following Joe Dispenza. It's a doctor. It's also a researcher, and he's also now a spiritual. I wouldn't say he's a spiritual teacher. He's you can say he's a what's the word? Myth. Damn, I don't know the word. But what he does is the work he does is definitely is something. It works. It works for people. I watched like hundreds and hundreds of people talking about how his work literally just changed their life in the most fucking damn crazy way possible. I bought into it. It's legit damn shit work. I read his books and I watched his all of his videos. I watched all of his teaching. I was so familiar with everything about him that I was running out of things. I was exhausting his material. One day I was just on his YouTube, his Facebook group, because I was exhausting his material. I didn't know what to do next. Holy shit, you know. Now when I look back at it, it was like exactly the time for me to take another step, you know. Because I didn't start there. I started somewhere else. It was a different type of thing I was into. And then as I was exhausting that kind of thing, I discovered him. And then as I was exhausting his thing, I then ran into, you know, that day I was just on his Facebook group, you know, where people just discuss things. And then, you know, I was literally trying to find something. I was not even trying to find. I just like, I wasn't thinking. I was just browsing, you know, just looking. And then this person asked a question, do you have any other interesting materials online that I can, or other people I can follow, or other things worth seeing, or this and that? And then one of the comments said, have a look at Next Level Soul, where you would, she said, listen to this podcast, Next Level. So I searched where I was using Spotify. So I found this channel on Spotify. I started to listen, and that was a near-death experience interview, you know. And that just changed my life. I was shocked. I was listening to it. I was so excited. I was so inspired. I was so shocked. I was so overwhelmed. I never heard of something like that. You know, I was not yet into spirituality, you know. I was not like spiritual. I was just doing a Joe Dispenza's work. I was just familiar with the law of attraction and manifestation, this type of shit. And, you know, that's what I knew. Not yet into spirituality. And so, I'm tired of talking. My throat is tired. But then, you know, that's where it got me going. You know, near-death experience, this kind of shit, as long as you get into it, you can't get out. You know, for someone like me, as curious, one of the most curious people in the fucking world, if I see something like that my mind can't explain, I had to dive into it. So, you know, I discovered that was not just a podcast channel. I also had a channel on YouTube. So I got into this channel. I started to watch those near-death experiences videos and this and that, and people sharing. Oh my god, damn, my world opened up. My world opened up. It's like I never heard of something like that, and it's just so good, too good to be true, right? And I was so excited. I was so happy. I remember that night after I watched a video about a person, like she talked about her life and the new earth and the angels and this and that. And oh my god, I felt like, oh my god. I felt light. That's what I felt. I felt light. I felt hope. And I knew that resonated with me. You know, that night was the most beautiful night I've ever had. I was filled with hope and light and love. You know, I was so excited for tomorrow because I didn't want to go to sleep yet because I wanted to see more. I had just started. That was the third video I watched about near-death experience. A spiritual experience. Holy fuck. I still remember how that felt. She was talking about, that's a complicated story. I just talked about her life, and she talked about her encounter with fairies or angels, and her experience of leaving her body and talking to the beings and asking them questions and sharing her really tough childhood and how things shifted for her when she asked for help and this and that. It was a really profound story. I can just tell you this much. If you want to know, you can just go and have a look. But oh my god, I was so grateful. I was Oh my god. It was like all my dreams came true, you know? All my dreams came true. At that moment, that night, I knew I was filled with love and light. I was so excited. Oh my god, my life changed forever. I couldn't wait until tomorrow so that I could see more, I could watch more, I could learn more, know more. And, you know, so basically, what's the point of the video, by the way? What point was I trying to make? I was trying to say that my mind, how are you gonna explain the fact that I saw those numbers? You can never explain it. You can say it's the law of attraction, but then where does the law of attraction come from? Tell me. If the law of attraction is real, okay, you can just say the law of attraction is just like the law of gravity. It's not something that anybody invented. It's just there already. So if the law of attraction had to be real, then this world can be material. If the world was a material world, then the law of attraction can be real. Because what the law of attraction proves if it works, and it seemed to have worked in my case because it did happen. That's what you experienced. That's what's true. You couldn't explain it with any materialist. Okay? Because the number was given to me. I didn't choose this number. Okay? It's not like my subconscious or whatever conscious was working mechanically. It's not like that. It was given to me. It's an intelligence. It's another consciousness outside of me that worked. That led me to this number. And then the number replicated and exploded in my life. Overshowered me. Overwhelmed me and trying to make a point, maybe whatever. I don't know. I still don't know why. So how do you explain this, my mind? If you try to be a materialist, you can no longer, you can't be a materialist mind anymore. Can you? Can you just think about it? Can you really still be a materialist mind? Look at that. Think about it. You know, you're leaving out the details, and I noticed that my mind just leaves out the most important details, which is first, I did not choose the number. The number was chosen for me, was given to me, was coming to me. It was not a mechanical thing, like an automatical thing, like happens in nature, like a law of gravity. You know, it's like a automatic lifeless shit. It's not like that because. You know, look, the first place I wanted to rent, I didn't realize it then, only months later, that it was a 44. And by the way, that address was even false. The true number of the house was not 44, but they miswrote the address. And it seems like it's too coincidental, isn't it? Had they written the right number, I wouldn't have come across that number. I wouldn't have known that number was given to me. Also, whatever, the number was given to me. That's a damn shit fact. Look at it. Something's working. Some intelligence, consciousness outside of me is working to send me that number. No fucking materialist shit can explain this shit. It's no other experience that you had. No matter it's a spiritual experience or not, it's no other experience. The only explanation we can guess is that something happened, someone, some subject, whatever it is, however you call it, was working with me, and that thing worked in a way that you can't imagine. Okay, if you want to be a reductionist, the only thing we can't explain here is the chosen number here. It clearly was given to me. The number, I was guided to it. It was given to me. But I feel like my mind's trying to argue. Maybe it's a coincidence, It's a coincidence. No, it's not fucking coincidence. It's a coincidence that among all these fucking 100, not 150 or 20, I don't know how many places I visited before I decided to rent. Okay, among all these fucking places I've visited, the only 2 places I really decided to take, they had 44. They are so directly related to the number 44. It's no fucking coincidence. Alright. Accept it. Part of my mind says, that's probably a coincidence, And how do you explain? And then if it's a coincidence, my mind says it's just a coincidence in the beginning, and because it's a coincidence and you're making meaning out of it, you're noticing these numbers. Number 44. And then there's in there. Okay, shit. I don't know, I don't know. God, whatever. Angels, my guides, if you're really here. I can't convince my mind unless you make me experience something this time that I cannot fucking explain. Maybe let me have an out-of-body experience, or let me talk to my dad in a way that doesn't creep the fuck out of me. I never get to talk to him ever. I've never talked to him after he died. I've never met him ever. I've never had any meaningful encounter with him, his soul, whatever. After that, or my grandfather, he also died. My father's father. Let me talk to them in a way that's not deniable to my super critical, skeptical, and material, whatever mind. Very conditioned mind, that's very narrow-minded, closed-minded, just like those fucking scientists out there. Let something happen. And then little coincidences happen in my life. I don't know if they're real. You can a little, like I was trying to say synchronicities, but because they're so little, they're subtle, that I can just dismiss them. My mind can dismiss them as coincidence or barely coincidence. Yeah, because they're really not a big deal. It's not something like just transformative shit. Just little things, such as I can tell you a few examples. Quite many, but because they're so small, and they're not connected with each other, like not directly connected with each other. For example, one day and I could explain them, in different ways. Like, for example, one day I was moving because I've been traveling. But the first month I arrived here, I decided to travel this place. And it's a large damn fucking place. It took me a month to finish just a few places. And I just spent a month traveling, and then one day it was my last morning staying in a hotel, and I had to leave, and I had to catch a transportation, whatever it was. I was running out of time, and I really was in need of some plastic bags. I really needed a plastic bag. I was like, it was urgent. I was leaving. I was gonna catch something or whatever. Yeah, I was trying to catch my train, I think. Yeah, it was a train. And I didn't have much time. And I really needed a plastic bag, or many, not just one, like 2, 3. I was just searching through. It's not a hotel. It's more like a place, like an Airbnb or kind of place. But you can use the whole place. But I was just searching through the drawers and things. Last minute, before I left, I was searching through the place. Please give me some plastic bags. Please, 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 I was saying. And I couldn't find anything. I couldn't until... I started searching first. I couldn't find anything. And then I was giving up. I said, okay, this place has no fucking plastic bag. I'm just giving up. I said, And I started to yell, please give me plastic bags, I need plastic bags. After I'd done my searching, and then I opened the last the last drawer, and I saw plastic bags. Oh my god, that moment I still remember it until this day. That happened the last note in October, it's a long time ago, almost a year by now. I still remember it until this day. Because it was just so timely, Just after I finished yelling, I opened it and I saw the damn plastic bags laying there. I was like, oh my god, thank God. I was like, damn shit. I don't really use the word God in my spirituality. I just still say words like thank God, oh my god, fucking God, shit like that. I still say the word God, but I don't really mean it. At that moment, I was really meaning it. When I said the word God, I was like, oh my god, thank God. Anyway, I still remember it. I don't think that's a coincidence. But my mind, this 10% of me that's a stubborn materialist, skeptic, it says it's just a fucking coincidence. It just had a bag. She didn't see it, and you were to open that drawer anyway. No matter you were gonna yell that or not, you just happened to yell it, and then you happened to open that last drawer after you yelled it. That's it. It's just damn fucking coincidence. It means nothing. It doesn't prove anything. It's not evidence for anything. I don't know. Yeah, it's right. What can I say? But the moment I saw the plastic bags, I was like, it's really not a coincidence. It worked. Whatever. It worked. It's not like the plastic bags just, I don't know really. I don't know how the world works at all, I don't know. The spiritual side of me knows nothing. The mind knows everything. The mind says just the damn fucking the plastic bags are there no matter you yelled whatever you yelled or not. Okay? They were there and you were gonna open that drawer, you were gonna see it. See them. That's it. That's all it is. And you happen to yell them. It's just a damn fucking coincidence. Alright. And things like this, happened. I actually I took notes of this kind of thing that happened in my life. I think it happened like 2-3 times. And the other times were all about the number, I saw them in the most ridiculous ways, and with the timing, and then I would take a picture, and I would write about it, because the most marvelous moments, I would write them. And still, all of them, you can all explain them as just sheer coincidence, or explain them in this way or that, None of them can just convince my mind that this world is made of love. That's still holding on to my old belief system. It's not a thinking mind. It's not a scientific mind. It doesn't think. It's a part that's waiting to be convinced. It's by a true experience. It's not a part of me that's analyzing. And I can do all of them, my analysis, Look, I've even seen evidence for scientific evidence, my analytic part of me knows this shit is real, but still this 10% of me is not analytical. I don't know how to say it. It's just the residual of my old belief system. The me, a part of me when I was 19, when I didn't believe in any of this shit, when I was really dismissive myself, when I was when I was worshipping science in the wrong way. I didn't believe in anything that's not without a scientific proof or shit. I did not believe in out-of-body experience, even if somebody told me about it. I said it didn't happen to myself. I didn't say it to him, obviously, because I didn't want him to talk more about it. If I told, anyway, I just really dismissive. I just, I heard whatever he said, and I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to hear more. I didn't want to know more about it because I knew it was not possible. That's I have that part of me still, this last 10% of that in residue in me. And that is also the part of me that's powering my anxiety, my fear. Because that's the part of me that doesn't give a shit about spirituality, that only knows experience. And in my experience, also based on conditioning and old belief system and the environment, my family, my peers, the society, the country, the world, everything, it internalized, And obviously what this world is all about is a materialism. You have to work hard for a job that you hate, and you have to, no pain, no gain. Work, push. You want to get the money, work the shit out. You have to have a job that you hate, most of the cases. If you're lucky, you do something you love, but most people aren't fucking lucky. But you still should do the job. You should do a job. You should survive. Push. Work. And that's what society is about. It's not about dreams and passion, enthusiasm, romance. It's not about that. It's all about fucking realism, being realistic, with quotation marks. That's not being realistic. That's being fucking stupid, ignorant, disconnected with your truth. That's being people say that's being responsible, and people like my family and society, the nation, every fucking people, every fucking person be saying that's responsibility. I'm taking responsibility of my life. I don't talk about no shit. I don't talk about no dreams. I don't talk about no enthusiasm. I don't live my life for that. I'm a really realistic person, pragmatic. I work hard just to keep me and my family alive. I'm taking responsibility of my life. I have responsibilities. I don't talk about no shit, no dreams, no passion, no fucking shit like that. That's all fucking bullshit for people that are not responsible. That kind of shit. That's what I grew up with. They don't talk about dreams. They don't talk about, what's your dream? What's your passion? What's your true passion? What's your heart's true desire? That's what you should follow. They don't talk like that. They talk like the opposite, like I just demonstrated to you. They don't say exactly things like that, but that's their attitude. They don't talk, when you talk, for example, let me give you a concrete example, like their true attitude is like, if you ask them, what's your dream? Ask one of them, what's your dream? They would say, adults don't talk about dream. Adults don't talk about dreams. That's that kind of attitude that they have. And I grew up with that, and nobody supported what I wanted, what I've been living for. What I feel what's true for me is passion, enthusiasm. You live for what you love. You live for love. You live not for survival. You live not for keeping you. I don't know why people are they take their damn fucking survival so important that they prioritize that to passion. They would give up their passion in order to survive. They would just drop their passion altogether. It's not like that's not how it works. There's nothing you need to sacrifice. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I don't understand the world. I don't understand other people, however the fuck that works for them. That's not something I'm gonna take in, I take what I believe in to death. Even if what I believe in takes me to my grave, that's fine. That's fine too. If it takes me to hell, I take it with me. And I don't think I would ever go to hell with this, because with what I carry in me, even if I'm in hell, I still have hope, don't I? And as long as I have hope, there's no hell for me. Only people that talk like shit like that, talk shit like I don't talk about dreams. I work for my responsibilities to keep my I don't even know what they live for, people like that. They just live to live. They live just to survive. And they're in no hell. They're in this world, but they're in their fucking house. That's what I think. And they're in no hell, but they are in hell every single minute of their life.
And if I take what I believe in straight to hell, I love it. I love it. I know there's no hell for me, someone like me. That believe in enthusiasm. There's no hell for people that believe in enthusiasm. That live for it. Listen, my mind, my anxiety, my fear, you don't have to worry for me. And if you do, that's fine, because I can't stop you. You don't believe in this shit, whatever. It's not scary. At most, we just starve to death. It's not that bad, It's better. Starving to death is literally better for me than to work a job that you fucking hate for the rest of your life. I'd rather starve to death. I'm a martyr. MATYR. How do you pronounce that? I don't fucking know. I don't care. I can die with my dreams. I die with my passion. And, I don't care. I know what's important. I live for what's important, I live for what's important. I don't live for no shit that people tell you. The fucking responsibilities they talk about. They take no responsibilities for themselves. The only responsibility that you ever need to take for yourself is that you keep believe in your dreams and live the shit for it only, solely, nothing else. That's the only responsibility that you have. No other responsibility do you have. And there are only excuses that you find for yourself not to live for your dreams. And I don't know how it works for most people. They live without taking their only responsibility. And it works for them somehow. I don't think it works. Look at the fucking fucked up world. It's not what works. It doesn't work. Look at the fucking people that are committing suicide every single day. That doesn't work for this world. This world is falling apart. Look at that fucking violence, crime, and shit. The world isn't working. The only way you can save the world is to follow your passion, follow your love, live for love, and take it to hell if that's necessary, If you follow that, there's no hell for you. You don't go to hell. If you don't follow that, you live in hell every single minute of your life. No one. I'm the only person who believes in it, and that's fine. I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm crying because a part of me doesn't believe in it. I don't know why I'm crying, to be fair. I don't know. I just cry maybe because I'm really enthusiastic when I talk about this. When I talk about love and passion, I just start crying. Because I really love it. I love it. If there's anything I love, it's love. I love love. And I love the fact that you have to live for your dream. That's the only responsibility that you have. And, I used to just hold on to it like a fainting faith, because nobody in the world, nobody in my environment at least supported this. I was lonely. I was dying. I was killing myself because of my loneliness. And my family didn't support this. My school didn't support this. My nation, the society, and people around me. I was the only one. I didn't even dare to talk about it. When you talk about it, they tell you adults don't talk about dreams. So I just kept it to myself. I was just searching for someone. Somehow, if I could find someone. But I couldn't find anyone, People were like, I was so low, I was lonely, I was... Okay, it's over. It's done. Spirituality is the best thing ever happened to me. Because it just told me that whatever I believed, whatever I chose to live for, is true. It's not just true, but it's the ultimate reality, which is love. Let me tell you, when I was so depressed, I was thinking, maybe this is not my home. When I was 19, I was really running really depressed. I was thinking, I think I come from a different planet where people are off. People all live for love, for passion, for something or someone they love, and they only live for love. I think maybe after I die, I would go to that place. Maybe I was just thinking that, and I'm true. I'm right. That was true. I didn't know it was real. I was just thinking about it. I thought I was making it up. I was just because I was just really desperate. I was really depressed. I was so sad every day. I was so lonely. Nobody understood me. Nobody wanted to believe this shit. I believed it. And that's whatever I was thinking. It's all true. It's all real. It's all real. All my dreams came true. All of my dreams came true. And you are not gonna talk me out of this. You are not gonna talk me out of this. I'm taking this to my fucking grave. I don't think I will die. When I was 10 years old, I don't know why, but one day this just came to me. I don't know. It's just so bizarre. When I was 10, one day, I think, because when we were 10, I was in elementary school, we had this library. We had a one reading class. I mean, that was my favorite. That was our favorite time, I think it was every Friday afternoon. Whatever, I don't know, remember. One afternoon, we had this one class or two in the library. We could just read the fuck we wanted. And I would just read this fucking, I don't know if I just, actually, yeah, I was really into the myths, the unsolvable myths in the world, things like the pyramid or aliens or, mysterious fucking scary shit. I don't know why I was into that. I was just really curious, I guess. It's just really intriguing. I was just reading that for a while, because they were sitting there in the library. I saw it, obviously, as a kid. I think any kid, when they saw this, they would really be drawn to that. And I just happened to see it, and I just started reading shit like that. And then one day, suddenly it came to me. I said, this thought or whatever came to me. It said, I just felt like I would never die. That's the thought. I will never die. And I really believed in it because I don't know how to explain this, really. It was this, I don't know, it's not even a thought, it was a feeling. I felt like, maybe, let me just recall this feeling. It was like, as a kid, I felt like there was a disconnection between me and death. I just felt like death is not something that's gonna happen to me. That's probably how it felt, that's just how it felt. Like, it's impossible that I would die. That's how I felt. So, I believed it. I kept it like a secret. As a secret, I said to my best friend, back then, I had a best friend when I was 10. That's the last best friend I've ever had in my life. And I said to her, at the end of the semester, I'm going to tell you a big secret. And I didn't tell her. And then one day, and also, I felt like an alien, I felt like I'm an alien. I don't know where that came from, but I'm an alien. And I'm not gonna die. That's the secret I was gonna tell her. And I still feel, to this day, I feel like an alien. I am a fucking alien. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to identify with anything. Not even an alien. Because look at all the Earth people. What do? They believe in what I just demonstrated to you. I live for responsibilities. I don't talk about no dreams. That's what they live for. Especially, for people growing up with my family, with my country, with my society, with my surrounding, with my peers, with my teachers, with people, nobody that ever talked to that never ever said to me ever. Nobody taught me to live for my enthusiasm or to live for passion. It's like something intrinsic from me, not from the outside world. That's just what really is something really unique. Let's just talk from an objective perspective. That's just something. It's not like, okay, I lived with a family that had this value, or I had someone really important in my life that told me about this that I never forgot. No, none of this ever happened. It came from me, and all the outside world out of me. No matter who, my friends, my family, my classmates, my teachers, all the teachers I've ever had, all the classmates I've ever had. And even all the way to university, all of them, every single person in my life, nobody supported this idea. They actually, not just that, they supported the opposite, which was breaking my fucking heart and leaving me lonely as fucking hell. I don't want to blame them for me being depressed. Again, I chose this fucking life. I probably planned this shit for myself. I planned this shit for me to be in this family, be in this environment, to have these people in these first 20 years of my life, to have nobody to connect with me for whatever. I don't know the purpose, but obviously seems like a planned thing, because for someone so stubborn like me, I should have found someone that really connects with me on this, right? A person like me should have someone like a best friend, the only best friend that I really connect with, that really resonates with. But I don't. I've never had a profound relationship in my life. I've never had one. The only person I've ever loved was my dad, and he died when I was 8. I just want to laugh. It just sounds funny, doesn't it? I mean, really. And it's funny that I never grieved for his death. I never. I was 8, maybe because I was just 9. He died when I was turning 9 years old. I think I was old enough to understand death, but I really wasn't feel sad at all the day they buried him. I was there. I was the one that to put his ashes into the grave, because that's the damn fucking tradition or whatever. I don't know. They were playing the. I was 9. I was 8. I didn't understand shit. But they asked me to put his ashes, because I was the only his only offspring. Only maybe that's the reason, because I was the closest one to him. Maybe, I don't know why, but and also because I was a kid, and maybe whatever. They made me put his ashes into I was the last person to touch his box of ashes. They even they put some chickens there, like the part of a condition, like they had some cocks, roosters there. They like spread some rice on the ground and let some roosters to peck the rice. And it was a part of the superstition and whatever, and also part of superstition for me to put his box into his grave. And I wasn't crying. I wasn't sad at all that day. I don't know. I wasn't feeling sad. I wasn't like everybody crying. I wasn't crying. I wasn't even crying. And they were talking about. They were saying to me before that, and when we were in the car going to the park where they temporarily were storing his ashes. They told me about his ashes, and I was like, "Oh, when can we play in the park?" I wasn't sad. I didn't know shit. Maybe because I was young, but I think a 8-year kid was not that young. It's not 5. It's not 4. It's not 6. It's 8. Come on, I was in second grade already. But I was literally just not feeling sad. I was never sad. I never grieved for his death. After that, my mom took me. That's it. I never grieved for his death. I only grieved for not having a father. And I didn't not necessarily want him to be my father. I still want a father today. It doesn't have to be him. Now when I think about him, maybe he's not a good enough father for me. I mean, he's been really loving to me, but he still really loved drinking. That's what killed him also. And if I could choose a father, if I could like build my own father, for example, I would want one that's handsome, that's tall. I remember him to be really tall, and is quite handsome as well. But he loves drinking. That's not fine with me. And he also smokes, and I don't want that. I want a father that's a philosopher, first of all, and and who loves the literature, and is really handsome, really tall, fat, and someone that's and really artistic, looking like a writer type of guy, a philosopher type of guy, handsome. That's what I want. That's what I want my father to be like. And he's not good enough. My real father. If you're listening to me, please don't get pissed. Obviously you wouldn't, because you're a spirit now. You're in an unconditional love. If whatever they say is real, I haven't experienced that yet. And he never came and visited me. Maybe he's here, like a spirit. I don't know what you know about spirituality, but what I've learned from a evidential medium, based on all physical evidence. I only believe in this. I love her because she's really loving energy. I really resonate with that person. She's the only person that I trust. Not the only person, but I can feel people's vibes. I know who I connect and who I resonate with. It's something I don't know how to explain, but I really resonate with her. I trust her naturally. And she said I learned everything from her about, not everything, but many things about like spiritual guys and people, because she herself is someone who's really left brain type of person, believes in from a material with a military background, and is really somebody that just doesn't mess around and fuck around and talk about shit and bullshit. She is really evidence based. First of all, and second, she really has this vibe that's really, really resonates with me. So I know if I could only pick one person to trust, that would be her. And I learned from her a lot about because she's a medium, right? She talks to dead people, and whenever you think about. She not only just talks about a dogma or shit. No dogma with her. Only true experience. Everything she learned. She learned things. She didn't invent things. She learned things from her own experience with the spirits. That whenever you think about them, they are here. So, whenever I start talking about Dad, he's here listening to everything. I think it's just funny. And it's also that they are, once you cross, as long as you're not like a super traumatized person, you need a lot of healing or whatever. By super traumatized person, I mean like people like Hitler or child molesters or serial killers. These people are really traumatized and really need a lot of healing and stuff like that. And they're really normal people, average people like my dad who crossed out of an accident. They're whenever you think about them, they're here. I think even Hitler, if I think about him now, he's here. It'd be really interesting if I could talk to Hitler, if I could literally have because I'm really curious, about people like Hitler and people like him. It's just really, I'm really, really intrigued to know like what their experience is, like if they had a near-death experience, what that was. I'm really curious, really, really super. So I was saying, I talk about my dad or whoever. I talk about my granddad. They would be here instantly. They're here, and even when I don't talk about them, they're also here because. What could they be doing? They must be bored the shit out. That's what I mean. That's not what I mean. They can do many things at the same time. They can be at many places at the same time because there's no place, there's no space, no time there. So obviously it would be really interesting for them to watch
people that are closest to them that are still alive. To my dad and grandfather, obviously, I am one of those. And I think to my father, I am the closest person to him because, well, he gave birth. You know, I'm his daughter. I look like him. I fucking look like him, and I don't like that. It's not like I like it or don't like it. I don't hate it. I like it. It's just a fact. I like it. Okay, I like it. I like it that I look like him. When I look into the mirror, I think, oh my god, I look just like him, especially when I smile and squeeze my eyes, because when he smiles, he just laughs, he just squeezes his eyes. My eyes look just like his, and my nose. My grandma told me, his mom told me, you know, that my nose is real, and they told me that because my parents, they were, you know, a really complicated relationship they had before my birth. My mom was accused of being cheating, being a slut, basically. So, you know, my father's parents really hated her. They didn't want them to be together, but she was pregnant, and my mom's mom told me that had not I looked just like my dad when I was born, my father's parents were not gonna like me. We're not gonna treat my mom we're gonna treat my mom worse, or gonna really be worse. The situation was gonna be really tough had I not looked like my dad so much. So it's really important that I looked like my father. And, you know, we chose our appearance, so I think I chose that. I chose to look like my dad just for me to suffer less. Imagine what kind of suffering I would go through. I don't know, really, you know. Had I not looked like my dad at all, you know, I would be born, and they would be divorced immediately, and my mom would take me with her. I would just grow up with her, which is not good. I really am grateful that I don't know, really, you know, you know, even if the first 8 years I spent with my father's family, that wasn't good either. They weren't like super loving people, you know. They beat me up, even if I wasn't traumatized by that either. I think it's one of two magical things happened in my life. Was one, I never grieved for my father's death. Second, I never got traumatized by the violence that I took, physical violence that I took. But because it's a very normal thing in China that people beat their kids up. People from my grandparents' generation beat their kids up. Like, they still do it today. Like, you can beat your kids, and it's fine because it's your kids. You can do that. But I think much less these days in the modern society. But just like my mom's generation, like, she would beat me. And my grandma, who like brought me up when I was raised me until I was 8. She was my main guardian. Is that the right word? She took care of me most of the time because my dad was working in a different province. So she, you know, she really beat me up. I don't remember when they happened, but I remember a lot of things. And I remember that she beat me up. I don't remember exactly the times that happened, so I don't remember how frequently. I remember it was pretty frequent, like a monthly thing, or every 2 weeks, or every week. I have no idea how often, but something definitely more often than once a month. She would beat me up with a tool, like a little plastic stick, or a bamboo stick, with some stick, or she would just slap me. I don't remember the moment she slapped me, you know, when I was 4. I remember going to find my mom and tell her that my grandma slapped me in the face because I wouldn't take the medicine. Because I was so fucking bitter, you know. I grew up taking, you know, very bitter Chinese medicine, you know. They were so bitter. I still remember it. It's just so disgusting. Because I had a skin disease. I had loads of like really itchy parts on my skin, and they took me to see the doctor, and then the doctor gave me. It took the only illness I ever had accompanied me throughout my childhood was this. It was really mild, didn't impact my life at all. It was just itchy and it looked bad. That's it, and I had to take medicine every day. It was so bitter. And so what would they do is they would, it would be one ball of medicine, and that thing looks just like soy sauce. It's dark liquid. It's so bitter. It's nothing but bitter, and it's so damn bitter. And the old people, they believe that you can't add the sugar to the medicine because it would lose the effect. That's what they believe, but I don't think that's true. But anyway, what they would do is they would make me drink 1 spoon of that medicine, and then they would put sugar in my mouth. They would give me like 10 minutes to suck the sugar, the candy. And then they would give me another spoon, and then I would just suck the candy. That's what it was. Every night, I would also drink milk. I don't remember how often I took the medicine, but I drank loads and loads of medicine. I remember the only medicine there was for me. I still remember that smell, damn. But that's the only, before I was 8 years old, I was taking the medicine. After that, never taken it ever again. But I still got a skin disease. I still got treated. I got only like ointments after that, and they got better now. I still have them today, but I don't know. I don't remember my condition back then. I think because I was small, so anything on my skin would look big. When you were like 6-year-old, you were so small, like half my size today. And so anything appearing on your skin would look just gigantic. Especially, I think I had that more severe than now, but not like severe, just a little bit more. And because they were like, I was small, and they looked maybe scary to the adults, so they had to treat me. They had to give me medicine. It's so fun. And yeah, I remember being beaten up by a teacher once because I was a good student, so I was only beaten up once only by that teacher. That teacher would beat students up, and that's also a normal thing, an accepted thing back then, especially in the countryside. I wasn't in the city. I think in the city, back then, like 20 years ago, that's what they do. In the city, wherever, they would beat children up. They still do it today, much less, I suppose, but I don't think if that's the case. Oh shit, I'm finishing my water. I can't finish my water. And so that's it. So funny. I think I was a funny. What was I like when I was a kid? I wasn't like a happy kid. I was just a normal average kid. I wasn't happy, wasn't sad. I was just like every kid, like everybody else. I was insecure already. I think I was sensitive, but not like, I don't know. I don't really know like what other kids are like, really. I was shy, I remember. Yeah, I was shy, but not too shy. I wasn't too bold. I wasn't adventurous. I was just a normal kid. I I think there's nothing special about me when I was a kid, just like everybody else. Except that I was always a top student. When I was in elementary school, I always had to be the top student. That's the thing in my country, starting from elementary school. In other countries, it starts from high school, right? But in my country, it starts from elementary school. From the first grade, you have to be the top of the class. Maybe not first grade. Yeah, first grade. At least for my age, it was first grade. And then thank God, it was easy for me. It's not part of my. I didn't choose. Like, it's just it's just what it is. You choose. Probably I chose a part of my plan to be a top student all the way throughout my whole. I don't know. It's not a struggle for me. I know it's a struggle for so many people, especially my country. It's so important to be a good student. There's so many people struggle with that, and I'm really lucky, by grace, that I never had a struggle with my studies. It's just so easy. School was so easy for me. Even in high school, where it was hell. Let me tell you about my high school. It's fucking hell. I can't believe how I got through that. You have to study like from 7. You get up at 6:20 in the morning, and then you start to study at 7:15, and all the way to 11:20 at night, every single fucking day for like years. You don't get to go home. It's a boarding school, and in high school you get to go home once a month. How did I get through that? And that was not hard for me. I found a lot of free time every day during I slept like 6 hours a day. I had a lot of free time. Like every early afternoon, people would go and take a nap. We have napping time from 12:50 to 2:30. But basically, you sleep from 1 to 2:20. Oh, that's a lot of time, right? 1 hour and a half. So from 12:50 all the way to 2:30 is my free time. I gotta do a lot of things, like listening to music, writing, or just practice my English listening. Can you believe that? I was like, I had to study like I don't know how many hours. How many hours is from 7 to 11? How many hours is that? I need to count. 23 minus 7 is 11. I left school for like. I've left high school for. Since I left high school, I never had to do math. Only a little bit of math last year, but that kind of math in the UK, you're allowed to take a calculator and never shit in that. What kind of math do they study? In my country, you're never allowed to calculate with a fucking calculator. You have to calculate with your hand. And you have to memorize a lot of things. So what is 23 and minus 7 is 16 hours of, oh my god. But it's not literally, like I said, you have a napping time. It's like an hour and a half, and you can eat. Guess how long do we have to eat lunch? 20 minutes. And guess what? The whole fucking school uses just 1, 2, 3, 5. Actually, 5 dining halls. It is a fucking huge school with thousands of people, and you have only 20 minutes, not just to eat, but to fight for your turn too, because it's really hard to stay in lines. With when the teachers are not present, nobody stays in line because so many fucking people. And you have to. I don't know how I got through all that shit, but and 13 hours of study every day, and the 1 hour and a half free time I had, I use it to listen to English tapes to practice my fucking English, because holy shit, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah. And I also, I was super disciplined. But that wasn't even about discipline. It was so easy because when you have a very strict routine, it's so easy to add just one thing in. So I would jog every day for 20 minutes. During the only free time I had at night, only 20 minutes free time I had at night, I used to jog. And I was the only person jogging in the school. Yeah, literally. We had a football field, and literally most of the nights, I don't see anybody. Only one or two hurt people. At most. The whole school of fucking thousands of people, I was the only person. Jack. That's just so funny. But anyway, it was easy for me. I was not stressed at all for my grades. Well, because I really cared about my grades, so I would study when I had to. When I didn't have to study, I would just do my shit. It was really, really, really relaxed for me, And I would take my walks. Because there are so many trees, there are little woods in the school. And, my hometown, the sky is really beautiful, the clouds. Oh, I love that place. I loved my campus. It was so beautiful, I think. And the little bridge with a pond and the fishes I could feed. The little fishes. They were big fishes. They were red and beautiful. I love feeding animals. And I would feed them steamed buns. And under the trees are so beautiful. And I had a crush. And I happened to be his crush too. But we were doing it secretly because we were not allowed to have boyfriends or girlfriends. And you are also not allowed. Also, people would gossip about you if you got too close to a boy. In my case, people would gossip behind you, but you don't want that. So we kept everything a secret. We were not in a relationship, but we were we were talking online once a month. But we got to see each other every day. But just seeing each other, just having a look. And we were we never talked. We never had a conversation in real life. It was all an online thing, even if he was just a guy next door. Because we were shy, we didn't want people to gossip about us. And we never confessed to each other. We never were in a relationship. But we both knew that it's a very hard thing for people from the Western culture to understand. Because, love in the Eastern world is a very reserved, private thing. It's not something all about sex and confession and dating in high school and boyfriends, girlfriends. It's not that. In the Western world, it's really, 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 really private. It's really really subtle. It's really sentimental. It's really poetic. It's really kept small and beautiful, like a poetry. And that's what was going on with us, and it was beautiful. And whenever I saw him, I was so happy. Even if I didn't know shit about him, because we would talk only once a month when we got home and we were allowed to. You were not allowed to bring your phones to school. You were not allowed to use the internet. So we never talked when we were in school because we were both shy. And we didn't want people to gossip about us. Well, bolder people wouldn't meet and talk in school in secret also. Just hiding from the teachers. And sometimes hiding from the classmates. But for us, we were just really kept it. Nobody knew about us. Not a single soul knew anything about us. They didn't even have a chance to guess about it because we looked just like strangers to them, We even looked like strangers to each other because we would never talk. Even when we met, I remember one day I met him on the hallway. It was dark. Nobody was there. We met there. We never talked. We just passed by each other like strangers. We didn't talk. If you want to ask me why if it's confusing for you, well, I don't know how to explain this. Maybe you can read some Western literature, especially Japanese stuff. They write this in a really beautiful way, you know. And so I remember that night, and sometimes I would think if only I had stopped and hugged him that night, but that was too much. Obviously, I was not going to do it. It's impossible. That was too much. We never even talked. We never even touched our hands, let alone having a hug. That's impossible, obviously. And also, this thing also ended in like a tragedy. Like, it's one thing that caused me to have a really severe depression. Not severe. I don't know if it was severe. To be fair, I got diagnosed with a moderate depression, which is a medium level of depression. And but I was killing myself in the university. You know, he dumped me when we graduated. You know, the hardest time of my life, he dumped me also. So it was like added to my acne that I already had. That's when my depression started and overwhelming me. Not overwhelming, it started gradually. And then when it was already overwhelming, I realized, okay, now it's really depressed. Started gradually, I still remember. Let me not talk about the sob stories, okay? So I want to talk about, you know, when we were still in high school, you know, I'm grateful that I had him. You know, his class was just next to mine, like 5 meters away. So it was easy to see each other every day. So we would pass by like strangers. I would be with my girlfriend. He would be with his friends. Going to the dining hall. Sometimes we would see each other and we would just still be talking to our friends separately, and we would never say hello, never greet each other. Nobody knew that we even knew each other. That's the case. But it was really nice. Every time I saw him, I felt better. And I told myself that he loved me. Even if neither of us knew what the fuck love really was. I think I knew. I don't know, to be fair. If I knew what love was, I would know that he wasn't loving me. But I didn't know, but I really wanted love, you know, like my whole life. Nobody loved me unconditionally. And then finally this guy was there, and I convinced myself wholeheartedly that he loved me. So I was really happy every time I saw him, and I think he was happy to see me too. I don't know how to describe him. I really know little about him. Every time we talked online, I was the one doing the talking. He would listen. And I really felt this support from him, even if he might just getting bored. He might be just getting bored of me talking. He would never interrupt, and he would always reply, even really short replies, but always reply, you know, unless he fell asleep. And we would just do this every once a month when we had time to talk, and we would talk. And he's a person that taught me to stay up late. You know, I would never stay up late before I met him online. And I started to stay up late. We would stay up late talking until 2-3 a.m. and just texting, actually, not talking over the phone. We never had a voice chat or something like that. Only texting. And I would be texting him. And he always replying. Really, really, you know, he was really into me, and I was really into him. And it was really, you know, that was not love. That was just a, what's the word? Obsession, or what's the fatuation. So it really hurts. So I really, really understand what it means to have a heartbreak, because I had it because of him. When he, you know, started to withdraw from my life. Oh my God, that fucking hurt. I know exactly what it means to have a heartbreak, and by then I got into university. You know, completely withdrew from my life, would never reply to me ever again. And I really, really was crazy, you know. Literally, I was so obsessed with him, and I would just do all those silly things that a heartbroken, still obsessed person do. You know, I would be mailing him things. I would be stalking him, but not in a way that would let him know, or I would follow his stuff. And oh man, I was really, really obsessed and crazy. I was really heartbroken. It was really hard. I was super depressed with a lot of other things, with the family, and stress and loneliness. You know, the three things contributed to my depression: loneliness, family pressure, and this breakup with him. It wasn't even a breakup because we never got into a relationship. Like I said, it was just an online chatting once a month thing, but it lasted for a whole year. So and we also could see each other every day. It's a solid thing still, even if it was half virtual, half solid. But it was because I could see him every day. He was a real person, not just a purely online thing. It was a real person in my life. So even if we only talked online, and so it was really important still. So shit, I didn't want to make this video so long, but shit, I've been talking for 2 hours. Why don't I just finish it? And I got into university, and guess what? I made no friends. Guess what? All my teachers were not encouraging of, you know, I've never met someone that's, you know, encouraged me, or I've never met someone significant in my life. You know, in the movies, you know, people that had loads of setbacks in their life, and once in a while they would meet some person that appeared in their life, it became super important to them for a while, like a teacher, really encouraging to like make their heart, like to encourage them to follow their heart, or talk about what's really important in life. You know, someone that really inspires and really important to them, that changed their life. And I've never had an encounter like that. All my teachers are fucking I don't want to curse them, they're just normal people doing their best. But I've never met someone like that in the movies. Not friends, not teachers, not classmates, and then nobody. Just maybe a little kindness here and there, very little and subtle, and from strangers. You know, I've never had a profound or deep relationship with anybody in my life so far. Like I said, the only person I really loved was my father. The only person that really loved me, I don't know if he did. I don't even know if he did love me, but I did love him. I know he's loving me right now because he's now in the spirit. He's right here listening to me, and thank you, Dad. Where are you sitting? Are you sitting in my bed, or are you sitting in the chair, or are you just floating around? Or are you just in my head? You know, I don't know where they are. I don't know if they have like a physical form. I don't know about this shit. I don't know how this world works, you know. I really don't know. So, I don't know. I kind of want him to have a solid spiritual form. Like, for example, if he's here, I want him to be sitting next to me, or be hovering over me, or, you know, something like that. Not just, I don't know, because I am right now a physical being, and I'm forced with my limited physical brain. I have to be, you know, conditioned to be thinking in a physical, materialistic way. So I can't understand what it's like to be in a realm with no time and space and no formless. I have no way to capture that. That for me is like death, you know? A person without form anymore, it's like dead. You can't see them, you can't hear them, you can't feel them, nothing. It's like they're dead, they're gone to me, you know, a physical being for anybody. But they're still spirits, and if I can't see them, and if they exist in a way that I can't understand, it's like, it's really, really difficult. It's even sad. So if he exists in spirit, I still want him to have like some spiritual form, like be sitting here in the bed. So I think that's what he's doing right now. You know, I remember him. So, you know, I got, you know, my university, I got really depressed, more and more depressed, but I didn't have any profound relationships. But I had one friend. It was not a profound friendship, but it was something that kept me alive for longer, maybe. Kept me, I don't know. The only friend that I could hang out with was this person was also from my high school. We happened to be in the same city for university. And so we would meet a lot, very often, a few times a week. And our universities were not too far apart, so the transportation was really convenient. We would meet often and go out to eat. I would go to his university. He would come to mine, but mostly I would go to his university because it's bigger and it's with better food. And it's more busy there. I don't know, like I don't remember where we went because I was really depressed. I was not focusing on the external world a lot, so we were going out to eat, and I would be sad still, like, even with his company, I think that sort of comforted me a little bit, but I was still very lonely because, he would never get me. He would, we don't really resonate with each other on a soul level. We'll just say, average level, surface level. I don't even know. It's not even surface level friendship because it's just like a friendship that people have. Like if you're talking about your friends, that's kind of friend. I don't know really because he's my high school classmate, and our schools, our universities were close, so we were hanging out together. And he happened to had a crush on me that I didn't know. I thought we were just friends, and later he let me know that, which just made me withdraw from this friendship because I didn't know how to deal with this. And now when I think about it, I feel really sad because we were really, I really, even now when I think about it, I don't know how to keep a friendship with someone that's really was really he confessed to me, and I don't know how to. Friendship's not possible anymore with someone that confessed to you, right? I don't know how to do that. But anyway, I was really surprised, so shocked. I was also touched, moved first, and then I was really shocked. I was embarrassed. I don't know what to do because I never expected this. And I was depressed, so I didn't know how to deal with this. And I just withdrew, and that broke his heart. From then on, we just broke apart. We literally never talked again after he confessed to me. And a short after that, we just completely went our own ways and never talked. But it doesn't really matter to me because, like I said, that friendship we had, it was really valuable. It was really I really cherish it. I know that's something. Had I planned my life, that was probably something that I planned for me when I was really depressed to keep me going. Had I not had that friendship, my life would be harder, as you can see. A little bit harder, not like a lot harder, because like I said, he didn't really, we didn't connect, we didn't when I was with him, I was still lonely, I would talk about my philosophy and things that I really cared about that really separated me from the other people that really make me lonely, and he wouldn't get it. He would say things that make me feel like he really didn't understand. He really, we that's all we can be as friends. That's how deep this is. It cannot go deeper. But I still cherish it. I'm really grateful that he was there in my life. And I really, really hope. And I still dream about him these days. Because I think about this, Since I now have no friendships or relationships in my life, obviously I've been thinking about it. If a person, you think, automatic thinking, you do that. We do that all day, every day, and then 10,000 thoughts pass through your mind every day. So obviously, if I don't have anything going on in my life currently, I've been thinking about a lot of things from the past, obviously, and because he was the only friend I had when I was really depressed. And also because that thing happened with him, I would be thinking about him and thinking about the good things he did for me. So I would still occasionally dream about him, once a month or once every 2 months, regularly. But in my dreams, he's not a good person. because, you know, right before I left my country, you know, I wanted to meet him for the last time, just to, as friends, just to eat for one last time, because I didn't know if I was gonna come back. And I did leave for like many years, 3-4 years, and he didn't reply at all. I tried like 2-3 times to try to contact him, but he didn't reply at all. So we never met, you know. And that was like years and years ago. Bless him. I wish him the best. I know he does for me too. I hope he has found his love of his life. Have had a family now. Maybe have kids now, who knows. I don't know. And, you know, I was depressed. Like, let's continue to talk about I got into university and I got no friends. I got no nothing. But my throat is tired. Also, you know, is that the first semester or the second semester? I think the first semester, at the end of the first semester. I don't really remember. Let me think. But one day, that semester, just decided to kill myself, and I really ran through the plan physically. Like, I decided to jump off the building, and because my dorm was in the 6th floor, and I decided to jump off from the 7th floor. But my dorm was the 6th floor, so to jump off the 7th floor, I had to go through another person's dorm, a stranger's dorm on the 7th floor, 11th floor, right? So I ran through the plan to see if it worked, because I planned to do it in the winter vacation where most people would leave for home, almost everybody. So I had to make sure that the dorm was not locked. Like at least one of the dorms on the 7th floor wasn't locked. So I tried, like, you know, that month, I went there and I tried the different dorms. Actually, that was not deep into winter vacation yet, so quite a few people would still be in. I just tried to see if the plan would work. So I went up to the 7th floor and opened their doors where people still haven't left, and I would try to secretly open and see if the door would open, so that when the day came, I would, like, actually be able to do it. And I tried one dorm, and the door, I could open it, so I was planning that. And on that specific day, I had a date. I had a location, and I decided to put on my earphones, playing my favorite song, which was Gravity from Coldplay, and because the lyrics were speaking to me. I wanted to listen to that song and jump off the floor, and I was gonna say, yeah, I said before this planned date, if nothing in my life changed, I would die. And that day did come, and nothing in my life changed. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna die today. So I took the elevator. I said also, I wanted to do it when it was 4 o'clock in the morning or 3, so that people in the dorm would be asleep. So if I went through the dorm, they would know. I would just sneak in and secretly and jump off there, and they wouldn't even know that I jumped off their you know, because there wouldn't be any sounds when I jump off. The sound would only come when I hit the floor, right? Anyway, I didn't care. Obviously, if I die, why do I care about this shit? So I just made sure that it would work. And that day came, I took the elevator up. But you know what? That day happened to be not one of the worst days of my life. It was just, my mood happened to be just not too bad, you know? It was not too bad. And I was so depressed, but that day was not bad day. It was not a bad day, you know. I wasn't like sad enough to kill myself. I was just in the elevator. I was nervous, and I was looking at the lights on the top left corner in the elevator. It was white light. It was rice white light. Do you have this color? This color in English? It was white, but not like white, but just like a kind of yellowish or bluish white light on the left corner of the elevator. I was looking up at it, and I just decided I was not gonna do it. Because I said I was feeling good, you know. I'm not gonna kill myself when I was feeling good. I was not feeling good, but I was just like not in a bad mood. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't do it, and then I never planned again. That was the end of my suicide story. And I went on with my university, you know. Again, I was depressed. I had no interest in studying. I skipped as many classes as I could. And you could skip only 11 hours of classes. That was the rule. So I just skipped. I made sure I skipped 11 hour full every semester. I would calculate. I would skip as many as possible. And sometimes I got lucky and the teacher didn't see that I was missing. I was absent. And our class happened to be a really small class, so it's really hard. Only 20 people in the class, so if you're not there, it's really easy for them to see you. But because I was so quiet, obviously, in class, I was not a top student. So, in university, people don't pay as much attention to you, the teachers. Not like in high school, so. If I was lucky, they didn't see me missing, so I would have one more hour this semester. This would happen like a couple times in one semester. And I try to avoid studying as much as possible. I just tried to, but still I wasn't like at the bottom of the class. Obviously, other people are studying even less than me. I don't know. I cared about the exams because obviously you had to pass them. If you don't pass them, you have to retake them. It's really important to pass exams. So I would just only study a little, like not a little. I would just like the week before the exam, I would try to study and everything. And but normal days I would just skip classes, skip even homework. I would only not even listen in class. I had no interest in that fucking university. I had no friends in the class, and the fucking teachers didn't give a shit about you. They only cared about the top students. Maybe they don't care if you were this or that. They don't care. And they're also, the most important thing is they are not people that are inspiring to me. They're discouraging. Like I said, they're just like the rest of the people in this country, in this society. They are anti-passion. They are fucking realistic with the quotation marks, pragmatic with quotation marks. They're people that are just like my family, They're my enemy, I'm a passion person. I'm a enthusiasm person. I am an idealist. And they were like my enemy. They don't like me. They don't want people like me. They want people that are pragmatic. Push. Work for the shit you hate. Work for it. Work. Push. Force. That's what they are like. I mean, not exactly like this, but basically materialism-based people. That's their philosophy. Work hard for steady job, for financial freedom, working for money, making friends just to have more relationships that could get you around in the world. That's their philosophy, which I really am disgusted by, because friendship for me is something. It's not a trade. It's not something that you get to for a purpose. Friendship itself is the purpose. Itself is the target. It's a friendship you cannot use as a tool. But for them, people can use each other as tools. That's their fucking philosophy. It's not like that's not their exact words, but their basic philosophy could be summed up like that. Friendships are like trades, things like that. I don't know. Part of their philosophy, not all. I'm not saying that they're bad people like that. It's just a part of their philosophy that they can't accept. But for me, it's not something that I can accept at all. I believe in things that are true, beautiful, and love. Truth, beauty, and love. Warmth. That's what I like. But for them, I don't know. Anyway, obviously I hated school. I hated that. The first time I ever became a bad student. I mean, I wasn't even bad. I just skipping classes, but was in the bottom of the class. But still, I think in the teacher's eyes, I was a bad student because sometimes, they would ask you to answer questions in class, and they would call my name, and I wouldn't be able to answer the questions because I'd never studied. I wasn't paying attention. I was depressed. And, I think in the teacher's eyes, because I was skipping classes, skipping homework and shit. I wasn't answering questions, and so they think I'm a bad student, whatever. The first time I ever became a bad student. And, years past. Also, I didn't tell you. I also, I tried therapy because I got into psychology. From then on, I got into psychology. And, I started to try therapy because I never told anybody that I had depression. Except for that friend of mine. I never told my family. Nothing. Obviously, I'm not going to tell them because they're one of the sources of my depression. One of the sources. They're fucking driving me crazy. I'm not going to tell them. They're not going to help me. They're going to only make things worse. So I never told them. So I obviously didn't have money for therapy because therapy was super expensive in my country. So, I don't know. I tried mostly a free therapy offered by my university or by other universities because they're training. Some people study for therapy, so the first it's kind of like internship for them, so they do it for free. So I would try them, but they transferred me. Let me think, how many times? I don't know, once. Oh, how many therapists I tried? I tried the free therapist in my school, and then I tried it in a different university. I think I tried it. I don't remember, but I was so heartbroken. I tried it in a different university, which is really famous for the psychology subject. It's the best university in my country for studying psychology. So obviously, I really was excited when I got there and got the therapy going. But after a few weeks, the first few weeks, they assigned a therapist to assign my to assess my problems, my level. I don't know what it's called, but just to make sure what place I was at. That took a few weeks, and then finally, after that finished, I was transferred to the official therapist that was gonna help me. But then, because she was an intern, after the first 1 or 2 sessions, she talked to her supervisor or something. They suggested her that I should seek for professional help, more professional, actual official help. I was really sad that day when she told me that because I thought I found Savior this time because, this is supposed to work with the best university with the psychology. But then they want me to transfer, because I had that going with them already for a couple months already. And then now they asked me to change. I was really, that was tough. So I had to now pay for therapy, and I found someone, and she was supposed to be a really professional therapist because she's charging fucking a lot. And that was she also offered me, really, she was trying to help me. And she cut a lot of price for me, because
she said I told the agent my situation, that I didn't have a lot of money because I'm a student. So she said their top therapist was gonna help me. So she charged me a lot less for one session. But still, I mean, I don't know if it was a lot for me. Still a lot, I guess. But I could go with her for like a few months. I don't remember, a couple months. And she was really terrible, a terrible therapist. Very unprofessional. I didn't know then. I learned about it later. Very, very unprofessional, you know. I don't think if she made things better at all. I don't know. At least she didn't make things worse. That's it. Only learned later that everything she did was really, really unprofessional, and she was also not compassionate. I don't know how she became like the lead therapist in that organization or whatever it was, a company, whatever, I don't know. But really shitty. And really expensive. And thankfully she didn't make me, I mean, she thought she was helping me. She really charged me a lot less. And they are really rich people, therapists. Especially a lead therapist, you know. Anyway, actually was, and after maybe 10 sessions with her, I don't know how many, 10 I think, or more, I don't remember. We both decided that we didn't want this to continue. I think for her it's because of the money. I think she didn't like, at the end, that she's charging me so little. For me, I was like, I didn't feel like it was working. And I didn't like her, her personality and everything. Her vibe wasn't right. So I quit with her. And I think that's it for me. Therapists, like 3 therapists I had. 4 in total, actually. When I was from my country. And then I moved to a different country and this and that. And the kind of things happened. Still depressed. But getting a little bit better and better gradually. Especially after I moved into the UK, I thought now I have a purpose in life because I really, really liked psychology. Wasn't my passion, but I liked it. Wanted to study it. I thought, okay, this is my path. I thought, okay, now my life's gonna go this way, you know? I always knew where my life's heading was, like, I always knew my life. And so, but then spirituality happened to me, thank God. And my life changed. I didn't want to take that path anymore. That just led me to where I am today, a year later. Well, I did finish my first year, like, that was pre-university. And then I was a top student again. And that year was one of the top students. I mean, how did I do it? I was writing in English, remember? It's my second language. And I never, how did I get there? I wrote those essays and I got really nice scores and everything. How did I even get there? And they were scientific essays because I was writing about psychology with citations and reference lists, and I did really well in presentation and everything. It was scientific, academic, and then, but again, it was not my passion, you know. It's just something I liked, psychology. I was never 100% sure that this was my path. I was only not 80% sure, still 20% unsure about it. So it didn't motivate me enough to make me feel like, okay, my life now is complete, having a purpose. I was still kind of lost. I was still kind of depressed. I was still lonely. So I didn't make any, again, profound relationships. I think the fundamental part of it was because I wasn't spiritual. As long as I wasn't spiritual, I would always be lonely. Because, you know, what's missing in me is not this relationship with somebody, but this relationship with the truth, the real reality of the world, which I only remember. Most people forgot about all of it when they incarnated here. But for me, it's like I remember part of it. I'm quite a special case because I'm kind of person. I remember. That's how I could with the environment where I grew up, where nobody encouraged the passion and enthusiasm, but that was never died out in me. I always knew this. I wanted to lead my life out of passion and love, truth. Love and truth, these two words, was the only thing that was driving and is the only things that were driving and are driving my life today. And and obviously in this world where everybody forgot about this truth, the fundamental, ultimate reality of what we really are. Nobody lives for truth. Nobody lives for love. Nobody lives for passion. People live for the bullshit that I talked about a couple of times. I don't want to do it again. Push. And so obviously I was lonely. And then spirituality happened. It really, it's like a miracle. It's so good. It's too good to be true. Because look at my life. It's not smooth. It's really too good to be true. So this part of my mind just feels significantly doubting it just because it's too good, And it's not got like I've not had any personal experience or miracle happened to me where I really experience the reality, the true reality, which is love. I haven't got to experience it. I had only little synchronicities happen, and they're not enough to prove these things. Even these scientific papers, scientists and talking about an out-of-body experience, near-death experience, reincarnation, and many other than their mediumship and evidence-based mediumship. All these evidence, they're from other people. They're not enough for me. Like even they're scientific, whatever. They're not enough to me, to this part of me that's only convincible by my own personal experience. So I don't know if it's gonna ever happen to me. And growing up, I had never been spiritual before. I never had anything like spiritual like in the first 23 years of my life. Even when I was a kid, I don't remember seeing anything or being any different or having any, except for when I was, like I said, at 10 years old, and I was just like, I was having, I thought, like, thoughts that I was never gonna die or I'm an alien, which I think is true. I am an alien, but right now I'm in a human being's body. I guess I'm defined as a human being, even if I still feel like a fucking alien. And I don't know if it's, I don't really know, I don't really care. I don't know, I just feel like an alien. And I think I'm a type of alien that human beings don't know about. Because human beings know about aliens from like UFOs, and I don't resonate with that. I don't resonate with UFOs. When I see UFOs and shit like that, I get scared. I don't resonate with that kind of thing. If I'm an alien, if I'm from a different place, I don't think I'm from a planet in this universe. I must be from a very different dimension where everything is completely different. Not technology based, but completely spiritual based, And I don't think that's somewhere really. I think that's the ultimate reality. That's where I'm from. That's where everybody's from, obviously. And I'm really connected with it. I really, that's where I'm from. That's really the only thing I care. I care about that more than survival. Living is never the top of my list. I know for many people, no matter what they gotta live, like no matter how so much this sucks, they still want to live. I'm never like that. I never get it. I never understand it. How come your life is nothing? It's so off the track of love. And you're so off the track of your life. You're not following your passion, your excitement, your joy. You've gone severely off track, and you suffer so much. And what's the point? You've got no purpose in life. How can you still want to live? I don't get it. Because for me, life is passion. For me, life is meaning. Life has to have a meaning, has to have a purpose. Without that purpose, without that meaning, it has to be profound, philosophical, spiritual meaning out there. You have to have it. That's the precursor, the what's the word for life? That's the foundation of life. That's the meaning of life. Without that, really, survival's out of list. I don't survive. I live. I either live or don't live. If I just live to survive, like working a job that I hate, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know how come so many people just do that. How can they do that? I don't get it. How do they not? I don't get it really. You know, that's the thing that makes me feel really, really alien. Or really, really not connected with most people. That's the thing that got me into depression. Because nobody understood me. They were really materialism based. And, well, they must have their reasons. They must. That is their path. I don't know. Obviously. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Not at all. I will never get it. I don't want to get it. Because I know it's wrong. I mean, in this, well, we talk about right and wrong. It's the wrong way to live off the track of your life. It's the wrong way to use your so-called your self-given responsibilities rather than as excuses to avoid your true only responsibility in this life is to live yourself, your true self, to live that light in you, to live excitedly. I don't know. I don't know. Because there's, I don't want to talk about it because people, if you're listening, you might be started criticizing me now, saying, I think it's not that easy, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, think whatever you want. Yeah, it's not easy, whatever. I don't know, really. I don't know how this world works. You know, I don't know if it's easy or not. What I know is what I believe in. My philosophy is full of effortlessness. If you find yourself so much effort, so much stress, you're doing it the wrong way. If you're hating your job, you're doing it the wrong way. You're hating your life, hating your relationships. You're not supposed to. Maybe you're supposed to do it, but it's the wrong way. Well, the effortlessness is a sign that you're on the right track. You know? Because this universe, I don't really know. You know, you did plan your life, and the sign that you're following your plans and that you did plan for your life is that you're happy. Or at least you're not suffering a lot. You know, most of you are suffering a lot. Like my family are always suffering, a lot of suffering. They deep in suffering, you know. I don't know about them now, but when I was with them, most people, you know, they got themselves so much suffering. They reject their dreams. They forget. They ignore their passion. I don't know. Not most people, most people, yeah. Just a very few, the minority, they follow their dream deadly. And they succeed. People that succeed, they're always people that really follow their truth to some extent. The more successful they are, the more they follow their heart. Because even if you succeed financially following a job that you hate. You don't really succeed. At the end, you feel so empty inside. You're not successful, even if you have a lot of money. You can't. You can't ever have a lot of money if you hate what you do. Talking too much. My throat is dead. I love me. Even if I have a lot of shame going on. But I love being me. I love when I say I'm gonna take whatever I believe in to hell if that's necessary. And there's not gonna be hell for me. There's not gonna be hell for people that believe in, live for truth and love. There's no hell there. Even if there's a hell that's welcoming me, what I believe in will destroy it. I'm not afraid. There's hell. What is gonna be? There's not gonna be hell. There's hell when you drop that. When you drop truth and love, that is hell. The moment you drop it, the moment you think push, 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 I'm gonna responsibility. That's hell. When you drop the dream and the beauty and the meaning, when you push, 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 responsibilities. I have my responsibility. That's hell. You know, that's hell. I'm here to bring whatever I believe in, or whatever I've not forgotten that others have. I'm here to bring the light that I carry in me. And that's not undimmable. Even when I was so depressed. When I was so depressed, I was thinking, if only I had no hope anymore. I still had hope, which was a bad thing for me, because if I hadn't had hope anymore, I couldn't just kill myself so easily. Because I had hope, so I couldn't kill myself, yeah, because I had hope. You know, I was just thinking, it's so annoying. If only all my hope was gone. I could just jump off the floor now, jump off the building now. I had hope. I don't know how. It's not something that I can choose. It's something I chose for me before. I wired in me to carry here, to spread it, to help the shift. But I don't resonate with the term light worker. I don't think I'm a light worker. Because I think light workers are people that are really compassionate. I don't think I'm very compassionate. Those people are really kind and nice and sweet. I don't have that vibe. Like I said, I'm sharp type of person. I'm a wind. I'm fire. I burn. I'm not like soft cloud or a plant or something sweet, nice, flower type of person. I'm sharp, wind, fire. I burn. I slap you in the face. So I don't know if that's included in night workers. Maybe I am one, but I don't really feel like when I say I'm a night worker, I feel cringy. I'm not that. I'm not a light worker. I'm whatever. I don't care. I don't like labels. Like I said, I don't want to identify with the form. I like to be. I'm a vibrant. I don't even identify with a soul. I don't like to have a form. I'm a light, colorful light. That's what I am. Colorful lights. That's what I am. That's it. I don't want to think. I don't know what life is gonna be for me. Maybe I will die soon. Who knows? Because that's what I feel. That's what it seems. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it could be really. Like, I think 50% I'm gonna die, or 50% I don't know, something tremendous, something completely unexpected is gonna happen. Or I don't know. Because I literally have no idea. My future. Completely blank. Completely. The first time in my life, I have no idea where my life is gonna take me to. I always had an idea, like I said, I always knew, like I said, like, when I was in high school, I knew. When I quit my first university, I knew where I wanted to go. What I wanted to study, and now I don't anymore. And I think it's exciting. Really look forward to it. Anyway, it would be good. I can die. You know, I can't wait to die. One thing I say really frequently is I can't wait to die because I'm too curious to live. I want to know the truth. I want to see it, not just learn it. I want to see the truth. I have so many questions. My first question is, why am I me, but not something else? If time and space doesn't exist, why am I me in this time and space then? Why am I not something else? Why am I having this experience as this person here, rather than something else, or someone else in a different reincarnation, different incarnation? Why am I in this specific incarnation right here, right now? That's a question I don't know how to answer. I haven't yet find a clue. Second question is, where does suffering come from? Is suffering... The thing is, you know, suffering doesn't exist. That's what I get from all spiritual teachers. Not all of them, but, I don't know. Those people that get to the core, like Jesus, for example. Suffering doesn't exist. Suffering is a misperception. Suffering is the product of a misperception and seeing things that's not there. Suffering is something that's not there. All there is love. There isn't suffering. There isn't ego. There isn't selfishness. There isn't evil. Nothing like that. There's only love. And I don't get it because, you know, that's not my experience. I want to ask, you know, all the questions. I want to exhaust all of my questions I want to ask. And I kind of want to plan my near-death experience or death experience, however you call it, you know, so the trip after you die. I have an idea. I know exactly what I want to do after I die. First of all, I don't know. You know, I don't want to, like, immediately know everything. That's boring. I want to still be me and having my questions and ask them one by one and having them answered one by one. That's so satisfying. Do you get it? That's so damn fucking satisfying. That's what I want. One thing I want is to ask my fucking questions. And the second thing I want to do is I want to eat salmon sushi as much as I want. And then I want to eat the damn thing that I ate in high school. It was so fucking good. I could never, and I tried so hard to replicate that myself. I could never cook that. I don't know what the fuck they added. That was so fucking good. I could die to eat that. I would die to eat that again. And that's what I want. I want to eat it. I want to eat it as much as I want after I die. And then I also, it's not then, I just things I want to do. I don't know in what order. And I want to, you know, like, I think it's too personal to share. I don't want to overshare, but if you watch this video, you've already known, like, a lot about me, so I don't think anybody's gonna watch this video until, I mean, maybe you will, like, maybe a person would come across this video after I die, you know. I always think about this shit like this, because, you know, it's like a sob story, like, after I die, somebody that knows me comes across this video and listens to me and cries. She's dead, but now you're out hearing her voice again. And she's making fun of me now. Still makes me even more sad. I don't like that, to be fair. I want people to hear this when I'm still alive. What's the point if you know me, I don't know. You know me only after I die. What's the fucking point? Know me when I'm still alive? That's the only thing I want. There is to be known, to be seen. The only thing I've never got. Never got. I don't mind having it now. Having my soulmate or soul family, whatever. Someone that really resonates with me, with my philosophy, with my light, with my vibration, with my core, with my whatever you call it. You get my vibe if you listen to me. And I know most people don't vibe with me, so most people wouldn't watch it until the end. Unless you're a damn fucking stalker. I'm a fucking funny person. I like to be fun. It's easy for me. I make myself laugh, when I'm alone and at home, and I make myself laugh. It's so fun to live with me. Can you hear the fucking birds outside? They kind of bark like dogs, but not exactly like dogs. They're like tireless. You can't hear it. If you turn on the volume to the maximum, you would be able to hear it. Is that even a bird? Yes, it is. What else can it be? They do this all night. Did you hear? Not exactly. I don't know how to mimic that. That's not something that the human being can make. Kind of like that, but not like that. It's more like a machine kind of sound. I know it's not a machine. It's a fucking bird. And I just want several birds. Nice talking to you, I make this kind of video all the damn fucking time. And whenever I talk like this, I always kind of I imagine the people that I know, that know me, listen to it. I feel okay now again. I kind of want them to listen to it, and I don't want them to listen to it at the same time, because I thought people, whoever that listened to one of this kind of videos of mine, they would get me. They would love me. But that's not the truth. That's not the case. I tried. I had another video, and this one person watched it, and then he got no shit. He got no shit out of the video. He's still so... He doesn't vibrate with it at all, but he still watched it. I don't get it, So now I understand that there's this possibility that someone could be watching until this point and still be a kind of person that doesn't resonate with me at all. And they completely misinterpret every single thing I say in this video. They don't get a shit about me. They don't get anything out of this video. They don't get me at all. It's kind of person like if you write a poem, for example, they read a poem, and they completely don't get it. That feeling? It's really frustrating. They don't get it. And they believe they get it. But all the things they say about your poem is completely wrong. And they don't admit it. Even if you are the writer. They don't fucking get it. And it's so annoying.
So if you listen to this video, you don't really resonate with this from the bottom of your heart, and you don't get really touched, and you cry, don't fucking talk to me. Don't bother me. You know, just go on living your life. You can just listen to whatever. If you don't really get touched so deeply, resonate with this so completely, don't fucking talk to me. Like touched. Not like, I don't mean like resonate with me as if you feel like I'm your soulmate or something. No, not like that. But you really feel touched. Like your heart, you feel, you know that feeling when you really feel touched. You kind of want to cry, that feeling, really touched. If you're not touched by me, it's been like 2 hours, 3 hours, and you were not touched. And don't talk to me, don't. It's gonna disappoint the both of us. If you're gonna have a conversation with me after watching this video here, and you're not touched, and you talk to me, don't. You will get upset. I will get upset. We both get disappointed. We better never have a conversation. Because my point of making videos like this is to be heard by people that really get it, And I really suppose that people, whoever that listened to the video till this point, I think any person that listened to this video till this point, they would be really deeply, profoundly, deeply touched. But I understand now that it's not always the case, maybe. I don't know. So, maybe just don't talk to me if you know what I mean. I doubt that anybody would be watching this video till this point. I don't give a damn fuck shit. Do you think I give a shit? I'm so used to being alone now. I don't care anymore about friends. I don't even know if I need friends. Or I'm sure that I don't need a romantic relationship. When I say soulmate, I don't mean like romantic. I mean like friend, like a family. Friend like a family. That's what a soulmate is. And if things get romantic, I don't even know how romantic relationship works for me, because I can see like the romantic relationships in this world, and that's not what I want. Whatever they have is not what I want. The dynamic they have, I'm someone that's really, really profound. I want something really, 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 really profound. Nothing superficial. So if I have a relationship, I want all part of it, every inch of that relationship to be profound. Not the little part of it superficial in any way. And so if that's not possible on this earth plane, in this society, which is super superficial, then I'd rather not have it at all, and I'm fine with it. I understand that perfection doesn't exist in this realm, and well, I have come to understand, learned by my own experience, and nothing is impossible. So obviously that's impossible, especially for somebody that believes in it. So yeah, it's completely possible for me to have, very, very profound and 100% profound relationships. 100% possible. And for those people that don't believe in this and don't talk, you won't have it because you don't believe it. You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't believe you don't want it, and I want it. So don't talk to me. Like you don't resonate with what I'm saying here. You think nothing is gonna be as good as you think. Then you're not my person. Don't talk to me. We don't vibe together. You're gonna hate me. I'm gonna hate you. You're trying to talk me out of what I believe in. I don't feel good about that. People that try to talk me out of passion, out of enthusiasm, out of
love. Fuck off. I've had enough of that. Do you think I've not had that? The whole world is all about that. I don't need one more person to talk to me about all the shit that I know. If you try to talk to me, talk me out of love, talk me out of truth, talk me out of true beauty, not my person. But I think if you really listen to me, to this point, you're not gonna be that jerk. It's very unlikely. I think I started. I'm not gonna say this. I feel really insecure as a person. Oh damn! I'm running out of my water. Fuck. Because I've been talking for 3 hours non-stop. With some screaming and praying. Then drinking water. But my throat is already like... I think I need to stop this now, okay? I'll talk to you next time. I don't know if I can even upload this video successfully because it's so long. Like, you know, on YouTube, they ask you to show your ID to be able to upload something this long. You have to upload a ID photo for them to verify you to upload a long video. I don't know. My life, this world, I no longer know anything about it. I just know what I know. What I've always known. That you're supposed to live for passion. You're not just supposed to. That's the only thing you're here to do. That's the only thing you're here to do. Is to live for passion, love, and truth. That's something you're supposed to. This is something that you must do. You must do it. That's your only responsibility. If there's anything if you don't get anything else, you have to get this. Take this with you. Remember this. Let this make you think, make you feel restless for the rest of your life if you're not doing this. Remember. But I think if you watch this video until this point, you must be someone that resonates with me. So you must resonate with this already. So I don't even need to repeat this, you know. But in case you don't, I want this to mark you for life. The only responsibility you have is to live for love and truth. Your love and truth. Your excitement. Your passion. And any responsibility that you think you have. Any other responsibility. They're just excuses. They're just all sorts of excuses. You cannot excuse for this because this is the only thing you're here to do. The only way. Follow your true intuition. Follow. You know, it's hard for people. It's a complicated process sometimes to extent. You need to learn what's your heart true feeling first, because some people, they say, I know this is what I need to do, this is what I really feel like to do, but actually they know shit. They don't really connect with their heart. They think that's just their conditioning telling them, this is what I want now, I need to take care of this now, I need to still do this job now, whatever. This is what I need to do. That's something you need to do, you know? You don't need to do anything. You want something you know, I don't really know how to phrase this anymore because, you know, for people that get it, they get it. For people that don't get it, they never get it. Whatever, however way I say it, they don't get it.
So I'm not gonna say it anymore. But the only responsibility you have is to live for your passion. Because you have to live for your passion in order for more people to do the same. If you continue to work on a job that you fucking hate, and you plan on to do it for the rest of your fucking life, you're ruining thousands and thousands of people's chances to follow their own passion, because one person following their passion enables thousands more people to follow their own passion. That's how it works. It's really important that you follow your passion. It's not just your own responsibility. It's also, you are taking care of the world by doing that. And you're not alone. And believe it's gonna work, because that's the only thing you're here to do. Don't bring up the excuse, it's not gonna work, it's difficult, it's hard, this and that. Oh my god, I don't really know. People that get it, again, if you still talk like that, I don't know what to say. Maybe it's not for you now. I don't know, whatever. I don't really understand. Maybe I'm not for you, whatever. Just, if I'm not for you, why you're still listening to this fucking video? I mean, I think people that don't get it, people that think that way, they wouldn't be able to listen to this video to this point. So, I'm who am I arguing with? I come up with this little people in my head that I argue with all, and that make me angry. I think about what they would say, and because I know people that would say things like that, but I know people, and they don't necessarily gonna watch my video. They are not gonna watch my videos. I know them doesn't mean they know me doesn't mean they're gonna watch my videos. Actually, most of the time they don't. And all the people that I know, they are my soulmates, obviously. If they are your soulmate, you know immediately. I think I met a soulmate once, and we both were not in good shape. Both were in a really terrible mental condition. So we just split in ways. I don't even know, I was I don't know, maybe it wasn't my soulmate. I don't want to talk about it because my throat is tired. It's not really important. Not really an important thing, because I really didn't like that person. So I don't think that's a soulmate. If it's a soulmate, I must like that person immediately. Only it's the other way around. He liked me so much. It was sure that he was going to fall in love with me once we met. But I didn't feel the same, He really appreciated me and everything. I didn't feel the same. So I don't think it's a soulmate or whatever. It's just maybe. But he really made me feel really comfortable. I really felt like I resonated with him. Or he really felt like he really resonated with me. That was really, really somehow magical. But I don't really know if that's it. I think maybe it's not. I don't know, really. Wish him well. Maybe he's dead. So, thank you for listening. And remember what I said. Especially the part about if you're not touched by this video. Touched that you cried. Like, I don't know how to describe it, really. People who get it, people who don't get it, don't get it. That's the most annoying thing, in the world. People who get it, people who don't get it, they never get it. However way you phrase something, if they don't get it, however you tell them, they don't fucking get it, so... I don't know how to say, just let the universe decide. Whatever. I would just let go. Yeah, that's what I should do. I shouldn't even tell you to do whatever the fuck you want. You want to talk to me, you can talk to me. Forget about whatever I said. If I don't want to talk to you, I don't talk to you. That's it. we're gonna go. Thank you for listening. Wish you a Merry Christmas. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.